Hi, it's MMatickz, and everyone always says that the Super Mario Bros. Had the first ever video game movie, which is true, but it wasn't the live action one. The first ever movie based on the video game was Super Mario Bros. The Great Mission to Rescue Princess Peach, and this movie seems to be fairly unknown, surprisingly. But today I want to see, does this movie hold up? Spoiler alert, not really. Mario is kind of unique in the video game movie industry, with him being on both the really bad end but also on the really good end. It'll be interesting to see where this movie lands. The movie opens on a shot of Mario playing on his Famicom. The TV flashes to Peach getting attacked by Bowser's goons. Peach and all of Bowser's goons escape the TV. Peach kind of assumes that Mario's a creep for a second. Bowser, or how he's called in this movie, Koopa, exits Mario's TV, kidnaps Peach, and goes back into Mario's TV. However, Peach's jewel is left behind. I think it's a jewel, I can't remember the name. Is it Amulet? Mario and Luigi own a grocery shop, by the way, instead of being plumbers. Just thought that'd be interesting. Anyway, this dog steals Peach's jewel. While hunting the dog, Mario and Luigi fall into a pipe which leads them to the Mushroom Kingdom. And who the fuck is this guy? This is Kinoko Senin. He basically explains Bowser's plot, which is the same as in every other Mario story. And this guy only appears in this. He never appears ever again in anything. Anyway, he sends the Mario Bros and his dog to collect the 3 legendary power-ups to help them save Princess Peach. A mushroom, a flower, and a star. Luigi needs to be bribed with money, by the way. If there's no bag, Luigi ain't involved. That's just how it works, man. Also, by the way, they brought back the plot about the bricks being toads. They just kind of mentioned that offhand at one point, and then they never bring attention to that again. Just like in the very first Mario game. They set off to save Princess Peach when the Goombas drug Luigi. Luigi likes the shrooms, what can I say? They get the power mushroom from Toad. Also, why the fuck is Toad so tall? The Mario Bros get attacked by piranha plants. Lucky 2 is pissed that the Mario Bros destroyed the plants by running away from them. Mario bores himself and Luigi to safety, which gets them the Fire Flower power up. So these Goombas trap the Mario Bros in the cave. Koopa is a shapeshifter, by the way. It just kind of happens out of nowhere. This never happens in any other Mario story, I don't think. Mario does whatever this is to get the star, and they completely coincidentally get a flying ship. So it's time for the wedding, and also Koopa has a dad in this movie. Just thought I'd mention that. So Luigi accidentally floods Bowser's castle, causing the entire thing to fall apart. Mario eats the power-ups and lives some people's dreams, to be fair, and he almost instantly saves the day. It was actually super easy, barely an inconvenience.
I was beat up so easily.
Peach's castle magically appears, meaning that everything is back to normal in the Mushroom Kingdom. Anyway, the dog turns into a human and starts dating Peach. Wait a minute, this is the fucking Koopa situation again. Anyway, the prince never appears in any other Mario media. And there's even a post-credit scene where Bowser works in the Mario Bros. Shop. So, this movie does have some good parts, especially Luigi. Pretty much whenever Luigi's on screen, I had a good time. He's the only good character in this movie, by the way. Overall, I think the characterization of Mario is a bit, like, it makes sense, it's just a bit boring. Same with Bowser and Peach. These one-off characters, like Kinoko, the prince, and Bowser's dad, are just kind of weird. They're not even good characters, they're just kind of there. Mario himself, like I said, is quite bland, but in defense of Masami Hata, the director of this movie was released only a month after the release of Mario Bros. 2 in Japan, or how it's known here, Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels. So they literally only had the first Mario Bros. Game as a reference point. So while I appreciate the creative liberties they took to tell a coherent story, they just don't really work in my opinion. Although during Bowser's Castle they do represent the jump and run aspect of the games pretty well. Not as good as the new Mario Bros. Movie, but still it does it pretty well in my opinion. Now this movie isn't necessarily good, but it's not really bad either. It's just kinda surprisingly existent. To be fair, that's arguably worse than the movie being bad, because bad movies are just fun to watch because you can laugh at the absurdity of them. But you can't really do that with this movie, because it's just kind of there. I do believe that this is probably just a product of low-budget animated movies in the 80s. But overall, this movie just kind of feels like a nothing sandwich. Or should I say, a nothing Mario ramen noodle product placement. There's a lot of those in this movie for some reason. Like I said on my Letterboxd review, aside from this being the first ever video game movie, you don't really have a reason to watch this. And I think that is a very good explanation for this movie. This movie truly is one of the movies of all time. It's still better than about a third of other video game movies, but you know.
We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. When your sink is in trouble, you could call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers.
But no one else is weirded out by this? That was just Qbert.